Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking time to not only participate in our survey, but also for listening to our presentation. We are here today to discuss the impact that delivery services have on our health and lifestyles. So, over the last few years, the popularity of delivery apps and services are booming. We can see these changes in both our diets and our wallets. With these services becoming household names and making billions of dollars, paired with rising obesity rates in America, we need to ask ourselves, are delivery apps contributing to these rising obesity rates? There might be a connection between the two, but until more research is conducted, it is important to raise awareness of how this new wave of delivery services can affect our diets and lifestyles. Like all things, there are positive and negative ways to use these delivery services, and we will be going over that in just a minute. Now, before we can understand how these delivery services affect our lifestyle, we need to understand the current state of the American diet. So, for one, obesity is very prevalent in America, with two-thirds of US adults and about one-third of children aged 2 through 19 being classified as overweight or obese. This is due to our diet mostly consisting of meals that are low in nutrients but high in calories. In fact, a study from the USDA showed that the average American's daily caloric intake is around 3,800 calories. To put that number in perspective, the average adult male only needs around 2,600 calories, and the average adult female needs only around 2,200. This gap shows the huge disparity between our recommended diet and we are actually consuming. Now, of course, everyone is going to have different caloric needs, but again, this huge gap shows that our American diet is way off from what it should be. Now, the picture in the bottom left shows commonly ordered meals at fast food restaurants and their caloric values, and they all have one thing in common. They are very calorie dense, which makes it very easy for people to consume significantly more calories than the recommended amount. Now, delivery apps also increase ease of access to these meals, which is likely contributing to obesity rates. This chart on the bottom right predicted that nearly half of Americans will be obese by 2030. However, this chart was made in 2019 before the pandemic and huge growth in popularity of these delivery services. This increase in popularity could be the fast track for rising obesity rates in America.
Speaking of a boom in delivery services, ever since 2020 and COVID 19, these delivery apps have been skyrocketing in popularity, generating $160 billion in 2022 alone. We can only assume that this number will continue to increase into the near future. Delivery services have a way of getting you to order maybe just a little bit more than you originally intended to, with promotions for free items or maybe even a percentage off your total order if you add a little bit more or if you haven't ordered in a while. With the average delivery service meal being around 1,100 to 1,800 calories, it's easy to see how these extra items can lead to meals being higher in calories than we actually need them to be. Gen Z uses food delivery services on average once every 5 days, around 70 times a year. But I know from my personal experience and from those around me that we tend to utilize this a little bit more than we need to. On average, people spend around $37.28 per week, which can total up to $1,800 to $1,900 per year in delivery services alone. Below, on the picture on the right, we can see a couple of the very familiar apps such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, and Grubhub. But there are also options that are tended to be viewed as more healthy, like Prime Fresh, HelloFresh, and Factor, which are services to order groceries or get pre made meals delivered. But even the apps that we mentioned before can be used in a positive way. Just have to make sure that we're making healthier choices when ordering or even being aware of our habits that we tend to fall into when we use these services. So, what can change? By being mindful of how we use these delivery services, we can save money up to $1,800 and $1,900 a year, or even more if you're a more frequent user. We can live a happier, healthier lifestyle by choosing to eat more balanced meals with nutrient dense foods instead of the high calorie fast food options that we're used to ordering. And by eating better, we'll be fueling our body with the nutrients it needs, making us feel better and leading us to have better moods. Food delivery services shouldn't be a main part of your daily routine or even weekly routine due to the negative health implications and the high cost that it can have. All in all, we just need to be aware of the promotions and the bad habits that we may fall into when ordering delivery and maybe choose healthier options that take just about as much time. Think before you order because fees aren't the only hidden cost of food delivery. Thank you for watching.